It always starts the same way. Someone quietly makes a move, a decision that seems small at first, but later, everyone looks back and calls it genius. The truth is, the real crypto millionaires rarely talk about what they're doing. They don't shout it on Twitter. They don't post screenshots of profits. They quietly execute a strategy that's simple, but deeply misunderstood by most people in the market. Today, we're going to uncover that hidden crypto strategy that the millionaires never talk about. Not hype, not signals, not a quick flip, but the kind of move that builds real, lasting wealth over time. Now, before we get into it, let's set something straight. Most people approach crypto with the wrong mindset. They treat it like a lottery ticket, hoping to catch the next coin that goes 100 times overnight. But millionaires, the real ones, play a completely different game. They focus on positioning, time, and psychological patience. Let's start with something that sounds too simple to matter, but it's actually the foundation of every successful crypto investor. It's called accumulation through cycles. The idea is this. The crypto market moves in predictable emotional cycles: fear, greed, hope, disbelief. Most investors act emotionally. They buy when everyone's excited and sell when everyone's terrified. Millionaires do the opposite. They understand that every crash is a transfer of wealth from impatient hands to patient ones. Here's how it really works. When the market is quiet, when headlines are negative, when influencers disappear and everyone says crypto is dead, that's when the hidden accumulation happens. The smart money buys consistently, little by little, in silence. Not all at once, not chasing green candles, but in quiet, steady moves that look boring, even foolish, to everyone else. This is the part of the strategy that no one talks about because it's not exciting. There's no adrenaline, no viral moments, just quiet conviction. But when the market turns and the same assets explode in value, those who accumulated in silence suddenly look like geniuses. Let's take a real-world example. Back in early 2019, Bitcoin was trading around $3,000 to $4,000. Most people had given up after the brutal 2018 crash. The hype was gone. But smart investors were accumulating, slowly, steadily, without noise. 2 years later, Bitcoin hit over $60,000. That's a 15 times move from quiet patience. This pattern has repeated itself across every major cycle in crypto history. The truth is, the wealth is made not during bull runs, but in bear markets when it feels hardest to stay in. But that's just the first layer of the hidden strategy. The second part is what I call strategic positioning in real assets. See, most retail investors stick to hype coins and short-term trades. They chase the newest trends, meme tokens, and influencers. But the real players focus on assets that represent infrastructure. The rails, not the passengers. They look for projects that build the foundation of the next digital economy. Think of assets tied to real-world use cases: decentralized computing, tokenized real estate, data ownership, digital identity. The kind of assets that solve real problems, not just speculate on price. Because when the next wave of adoption hits, these are the projects that institutions and governments will rely on. Take BlackRock's growing interest in tokenized real-world assets, or the push for on-chain bonds, tokenized funds, and blockchain-based payment rails. The millionaires are watching this shift closely. They understand that the next $1 trillion in crypto won't come from memes or short-term hype. It'll come from tokenizing everything we already use in the traditional financial world. So while most retail investors are distracted by volatility, the smart ones are quietly accumulating infrastructure coins and long-term staking positions. And that brings us to the third part of the hidden strategy: passive multiplication. The truth is, millionaires don't just buy and hold. They make their assets work for them. They stake, they lend, they yield farm intelligently. But not in the risky, degen way you see on social media. They use conservative platforms, spread across multiple ecosystems, earning passive income while waiting for appreciation. It's the same philosophy that wealthy families have used for centuries. Let your assets generate cash flow while they grow in value. In crypto, that means staking Layer 1 tokens, providing liquidity on high-quality protocols, or even earning rewards from validator nodes. When the average investor sits on idle coins, the smart ones are quietly compounding. Every month, their portfolio grows without them doing anything. But there's one more element that separates crypto millionaires from everyone else. And this might be the most powerful part of all: information asymmetry. While most people rely on public news, social media, and trending headlines, the real players study the data. On-chain metrics, developer activity, wallet movements, institutional inflows. They don't wait for confirmation from influencers. They look for early signals. For example, tracking wallet addresses of top exchanges or early venture funds can reveal accumulation trends months before prices move. Watching developer GitHub commits can show which projects are actually building during the bear market. These quiet signals are what the insiders follow. In other words, they act before the story becomes a headline. Let's talk psychology for a moment, because this is where most people fail. Crypto rewards emotional discipline more than intelligence. The market is designed to test your patience, to shake you out right before the big moves. Millionaires understand this game. They know that when everyone is panicking, they need to stay calm. When everyone is euphoric, they need to be cautious. This mindset doesn't come naturally. It comes from experience, from losing, learning, and realizing that the market punishes emotion and rewards logic. So, what can you take away from this hidden millionaire strategy? It's not about finding the next coin that explodes. It's about building a system that compounds over time, a system based on accumulation, positioning, and patience. Here's a simple blueprint you can follow. First, identify a handful of long-term assets with real-world potential. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a few high-conviction altcoins tied to infrastructure. Second, set an accumulation schedule. Whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, invest consistently, regardless of market conditions. Third, find ways to make your crypto work for you. Stake your holdings, earn passive yield, reinvest your rewards. Fourth, study the data. Don't chase news. Watch what the smart money is doing on-chain. Follow wallets, not words. And finally, detach emotionally from short-term price moves. Think in cycles, not in days. If you do this long enough, you'll start noticing something. The same people who once doubted you will ask how you saw it coming. But it won't be luck. It'll be patience, strategy, and conviction. Now, let's go a little deeper. Why does this strategy work so consistently? Because markets are driven by human emotion. And human emotion never changes. Whether it's 2013, 2017, or 2030, greed and fear drive the same patterns. That's why patient investors always win over time. The millionaire mindset isn't about knowing more. It's about doing less, but doing it consistently. Buying when it feels wrong, holding when it's boring, taking profits when it feels euphoric. It's about understanding that crypto is a long-term wealth machine, not a casino. Think of it like this. Every bull run creates two kinds of people: those who chase and those who prepare. The chasers make noise. The preparers make money. When you understand that, everything changes. You stop reacting to the market. You start anticipating it. And here's something most people never realize. Every time the market resets, wealth doesn't disappear. It transfers, from those who panic to those who plan. That's why millionaire investors love bear markets. It's the one time they can buy quality assets at a discount, while everyone else is scared. So if you're watching this right now, understand something powerful. You don't need to be a millionaire to start using this strategy. You just need consistency and time. The earlier you start, the stronger your compounding becomes. Crypto is still young. Less than 5% of the world actually owns it. The biggest gains are still ahead, but only for those who understand the game. So, when the next wave of hype comes and everyone's talking about crypto again, remember this moment. Remember that the real money was made quietly, long before the noise returned. That's the hidden crypto strategy that millionaires don't talk about. They accumulate through silence, position through logic, compound through time, and master their emotions when everyone else is losing theirs. If you understand this and you stay consistent, your future self will thank you. This is CryptoLytix, bringing you the strategies they don't want you to know. Stay curious, stay patient, and as always, stay ahead of the game.